Hello, viewers, and welcome to Portmore Talk. Today I have a special guest, Mr. Hugh Johnson, who is here to basically enlighten us as to some issues that are being, that have been discussed as to what's happening in the Bernard Lodge area. All right, Mr. Johnson, feel free to express yourself as to what's happening in the Bernard Lodge area.
Well, Hugh Johnson is the name, a farmer on the Bernard Lodge property. As we all know, Bernard Lodge used to be a sugarcane plantation, which, because of the monocropping and the flood irrigation that we have been practicing over years, the land has become barren to sugarcane. It's non-productive.
Okay.
And hence the government took the decision to come out of sugarcane and to lease this property to small farmers.
How long ago a decision like that was made?
Some 20 years ago,
Okay.
20, 25 years ago, or even more too. But I've been a leaseholder on that property for the last 12 years.
Okay.
Plant various crops, from fruit trees to cash crops. Presently, I have over 10 acres of some of the best onions in the world.
All right.
On
You hear the man say it. You hear it.
That reaping has begun this. It
Okay.
will continue.
All right.
But the crux of the matter is the government has decided to build a new city, a third city. They refer to it as.
Okay.
And they have earmarked this particular Bernard Lodge land to be the city.
Okay.
Without any consultation, without any form of transparent operation. And out of the blue, farmers were given 1 week notice, 1 month notice, 6 months notice to vacate the land because the land has been sold. And we're talking about over 250 farmers.
Okay.
100
The Bernard Lodge, sorry to cut, but the Bernard Lodge area is how many acres in total are we talking about?
The Bernard Lodge property is a couple of thousand acres.
Okay.
But you have many districts. You have areas referred to as down the Holden. You have areas referred to as Salt Pond, Lakes Pen,
Okay.
Grange Lane, different names.
Districts there.
Right.
Okay.
But the entire thing is Bernard Lodge property.
Okay.
It goes as far as out to Caymaners.
Okay.
But what is causing the problem is the high secrecy with which this whole transaction was done and the disrespect that is being shown to the farmers that have been farming the land for years, providing food for the cities, and also the inequitable way in which we have been treated. We believe the third city is a good idea.
Okay.
But why put it on the best agricultural land in the country?
That seems...
We have a 2030 vision plan for this country. And everything that is being rolled out at Bernard Lodge goes contrary to that. We said, look, the government has mandated UDC for some years now to find a suitable place to put this new city. And without hearing anything from UDC, some creative genius within the Ministry of Job Creation appear with this idea to put it on the best agricultural land in Jamaica. Not only that, it costs us taxpayers billions of dollars to put in that irrigation infrastructure that is there. And you are thinking of digging up that infrastructure, bringing it to north to plant concrete. We look on, because of the connectivity of the highways, an area like Moneague, where we have thousands of acres of mined out bauxite land. What? Just imagine how beautiful that city would look on that piece of land.
Mhm.
When you pass it to the north coast, you would look over and call it Andrew City.
Okay. Okay.
Why? So there are many issues at play. The St. Catherine Plain has one of the greatest storage of aquifer in
Mhm.
Jamaica.
From a boy, I've always heard about that.
The water resources technocrats warn against putting a city or more concrete on Bernal, as it will jeopardize that.
Mhm.
Not only would putting concrete prevent the recharging of the aquifer,
Yes.
but also if you pull from it to supply this new development, you would endanger or create the possibility of seawater intrusion.
Okay.
So, right now, Portmore is suffering from water shortage. How much worse will it not be if the little that we're getting from Portmore is compromised with seawater? It becomes saline, can't be used.
Mhm.
So there
So
are
you're basically
many.
saying that if it's not charged up enough, the charging of it, which happens now, is one of the things, one of the features that is actually keeping the water from coming in.
Correct.
Okay.
So there are many challenges we face by putting a city there. You know, to get out of Portmore,
Mhm.
in any given morning, it takes 2 to 3 hours to get to Kingston.
Okay.
What more 17,000 hosts won't cost to the area? Even right now, where we are at, there's a cry for more activities to be in these areas because of new developments around. It is pulling away the business from these areas. Both Spanish Town and Portmore, they are concerned about that. How will it affect them business-wise? So we have a lot of issues to deal with. If we want to go further into the whole transparency and corruption,
Okay.
how could I, having a first right of refusal clause in my lease with government, only to be told about this land being sold to their friend?
Well,
By the way,
right of refusal refers that if somebody is going to buy the land and so on, you must be offered it
if
first.
it is up for sale,
Mhm.
I should be offered it. If I can't, well, you move on to the next.
Okay.
Plus, we have an age-old protocol in disposing of government asset.
Yes.
Was that followed?
It's supposed to be at least transparent.
And believe me, I'm seeing some things that I'm fearful that this ministry that is in the Prime Minister's office
Okay.
gonna expose some master of corruption that the likes we have never seen before.
Okay.
Because since this issue has come to the fore, I've been getting information
Okay.
of a series of like corrupt activities. A case in point, where in Kingston can you imagine getting 4 acres of land for sale for under $250,000?
In Kingston?
And the list goes on. But the half has never been told. But apart from that, if we should come back to Bernard Lodge.
Yeah, let's focus on Bernard Lodge.
The farmers are there, and it pains my heart to see a 72-year-old farmer cry water, high water. And he says, I'm prepared to die. And he's ready to start a revolution. He said, my grandparent, slave on this property, did not get their rightful compensation.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, slave on this Bernard Lodge property. I too, slave on this property. I was honored to get 5 acres that I can plant my crops, to send my children to school, that I can send even one to university to change up our status in life.
Mm-hmm.
And to see I'm being deprived of this by the rich baron. And it pains my heart to see such disrespect,
Well, something like that would anybody.
unethical behavior, inequitable behavior being meted out to the average Jamaican. And somebody must take a stand.
Okay.
Coupled with the fact that who they have put to manage this system is a direct beneficiary of the slave trade.
Okay.
And they were given thousands of acres of land as compensation for being our slave master. And it is being perpetuated today. I'm saying that master plan that they have for Bernard Lodge is nothing but back a master plan, and we're asking them to go back with it.
So, as a farmer, what have been some of I realize that what you gave us a while ago was more a overview, but what has been happening on the ground? Because, I've been hearing some stuff, but I must admit, I've not been privy to, knowing what exactly is happening. One of the only things I heard of is like someone's, entry to someone's farm was blocked or something like that. But please tell me, let me know, or let the viewers know exactly what.
A few weeks ago, the farmers in Block C, not all the areas were blocked, just Block C, where they said that was sold to Cost Club or Mega Mart, based upon the chairman's assertion on air.
Okay.
That this area was now sold and is being occupied by, and he wants to prevent sun mining from taking place there, so he block the entrance to the farmers' holdings. Right now, I know a farmer who has cane to reap, and it can't be reaped because of that blockage. They have security guards there to man these blocks. And the farmers were adamant that they're going to block up all of Portmore. And it took me a lot of doing to prevent them from doing that. Because I know the trouble. And from a small business perspective, whenever these things happen, the earth is greater felt by the small operators. So for that reason, I try to talk them out of blocking roads and let us...
So that it doesn't escalate into something that nobody would want.
Right. And let us take it through the courts.
Okay.
And if needs be, we go to the Privy Council. And it's a costly venture. And these persons who we are going up against, they are long pocket persons. And as I've indicated before, they were compensated when the abolition of slavery, because they were slave masters. They are inheritance of the slave trade. So they have more resources than we do. So we are asking for major support, and we have launched an account at JMMB, and the account number is 1279320. Anybody who would like to contribute to this worthy cause, log on to that and make your contribution. We'll accept from 1 cent to $1 million. So that is where we want to go, and we want to send a strong message to government now, governments to come, that the farmers or the average person in this country deserve to be respected, and we need to have that done.
Well, let me just say this though, because you mentioned a name, and what one would say, since we're talking about court, until proven in court or mentioned in court, I'm saying that I'm going to invite what one would consider the other side of this discussion to, feel free to come to Portmore Talk. Feel free to call me. My telephone number would be on the screen. And basically, let me hear, or let the viewers hear, what you have as a concern, because there's always two sides to every discussion.
Correct.
There's always two sides to every discussion. And just as much as how I'm quite sure, you here are very adamant about your point and your perspective, whatever the issue is, there would also be other persons who would be the other side of the discussion, who would also be able to bring forth their perspective and, and challenge the issue that you're referring to and so on. Because at the end of the day, we should all ensure that what we are into is discussions and dealing with things, in the courts and by the law, so that at the end of the day, we can all live together in at least some amount of harmony.
Correct. And I'm calling on all well-thinking Jamaica to support this worthy cause.
Okay.
We have called upon the PSOJ, the National Integrities Action, the Chamber of Commerce of both Portmore, Spanish Town, and Jamaica, the JS, and I must tell you that I've gone even to international bodies seeking my personal protection, because I was taken aback yesterday to be interviewed by 4 detectives.
For JCF detectives?
I must tell you that we are short of police personnel in this country to investigate so many crimes. And for 4 detectives to have enough time to leave their operation, to come to look for me and to question me on this matter, I see it as nothing else. But
you don't come after me as in a criminal mastermind.
But
so what's
no,
happening?
it's just intimidatory tactics.
Okay.
But it has only strengthened my resolve.
Okay, Mr. Johnson. It sounds like there's a lot happening that,
I must tell you that it's a class war.
Okay.
And I must say that we have been behaving as if we're like ostrich, hiding our head in the sand from the truth and the reality that exists out there. If you are black, you have to stay at the back. If you are brown, you might stick around. If you are white, everything is all right and everything is for you. And we need to mash down that lie.
Okay. Well, Mr. Johnson, thanks for coming by.
My pleasure.
A lot of food for thought. Stay tuned. Portmore Talk.